Pause for a moment. Stop whatever you're doing, because what we're about to talk about might change the way you handle every insult, every criticism, and every attempt someone makes to get inside your head. Imagine you're walking down the street on a normal day. You're not bothering anyone. You're simply living your life. Suddenly, someone throws a remark your way. Maybe they mock the way you look. Maybe they question your intelligence. Maybe they try to belittle your achievements. What usually happens next? For most people, emotions ignite instantly. Their heartbeat speeds up. Their mind fills with arguments and comebacks. Anger rises like fire. They react. They defend themselves. They argue. They try to prove the other person wrong. And in that exact moment, without realizing it, they give something away. Control. Because the moment another person can dictate your emotional reaction, they gain influence over you. But there is another way to move through life, a way that very few people ever learn, a way that ancient strategists, philosophers, and leaders understood deeply. It is the art of becoming emotionally untouchable, not cold, not numb, not weak, but completely in command of your internal world. Imagine being the type of person no insult can disturb, a person whose calmness is so powerful that others feel uneasy around it, a person whose silence carries more weight than another person's anger. When you reach that level of self-control, something fascinating begins to happen. People stop trying to provoke you because they realize something important. They cannot move you, and someone who cannot be emotionally manipulated becomes extremely difficult to defeat. In this video, we're going to explore 10 powerful psychological principles that will help you develop that level of mental discipline. These ideas are inspired by the strategic thinking of historical power thinkers and philosophers who studied human nature deeply. By the end, you will understand how to build a mindset that remains calm in chaos, steady under pressure, and completely immune to petty attacks. Let's begin with the first principle. Principle 1. Assume human nature is imperfect. Many people move through life expecting fairness. They assume others will act respectfully. They assume people will treat them with kindness. And when someone behaves badly, they feel shocked, they feel betrayed. But people who study human behavior understand something crucial. Not everyone will act with integrity. Some individuals test boundaries. Some are motivated by jealousy. Others seek attention through provocation. When you accept this reality beforehand, insults lose their shock value. Imagine walking through a rough neighborhood at night. You would naturally be alert. You wouldn't be surprised if someone tried something suspicious. Your awareness protects you. Life works the same way. When you expect that some individuals may challenge you, mock you, or attempt to undermine you, their behavior stops catching you off guard. Preparedness creates stability. You remain composed because nothing feels unexpected. You're not pessimistic, you're realistic. And realism strengthens your psychological armor. Principle 2. Silence is often the strongest reply. Most people believe power comes from clever comebacks. They think the person with the sharpest response wins. But in reality, silence can be far more unsettling. When someone insults you, they expect engagement. They expect you to argue. They expect emotion. Your reaction confirms their influence. But when you simply observe without responding, something unusual happens. The social script breaks. The aggressor suddenly feels unsure. They may repeat themselves. They may become louder. They may attempt stronger insults. Why? Because they are searching for confirmation that they reached you. But when nothing comes back, the tension shifts toward them. Your calm becomes intimidating. Silence creates mystery, and mystery makes people uncomfortable. When you master the ability to remain quiet under pressure, you develop an aura of control that few individuals possess. Principle 3. Emotions should be felt, not displayed. Being emotionally strong does not mean being emotionless. Everyone feels anger. Everyone experiences frustration. Those responses are natural. The difference between strong individuals and reactive individuals lies in expression. Reactive people broadcast every feeling. Their face reveals anger instantly. Their voice becomes louder. Their body language exposes their agitation. But disciplined individuals process emotions internally. They observe their feelings. They analyze them. And then they decide whether expression is useful. Most of the time, it is not. The ability to experience emotion without displaying it publicly creates an enormous strategic advantage. People cannot exploit weaknesses they cannot see. Principle 4. Do not enter defensive positions. When someone criticizes you, the instinct is to defend yourself. You explain. You justify. You attempt to prove your value. But constant defense creates a subtle psychological problem. It implies that the accusation matters enough to require explanation. Highly confident individuals rarely feel the need to justify themselves to everyone. They choose carefully when to respond. Often, they simply acknowledge the comment and move on. This subtle behavior communicates self-assurance. It signals that your identity does not depend on random opinions. Principle 5. Detach from praise and criticism. Most people only try to detach from negativity, but they forget something important. Dependence on praise creates vulnerability too. If compliments determine your confidence, criticism will inevitably damage it. Both reactions place control outside yourself. True independence comes from internal standards. You measure yourself based on your principles, your discipline, and your progress. External opinions become data, not definitions. They inform you, but they do not shape your identity. Principle 6. Train your mind through habit. Emotional discipline is not a personality trait. It is a trained skill. Every time you maintain composure under pressure, you reinforce a pattern. Your brain learns that calmness leads to stability. Every time you react impulsively, you strengthen the opposite pattern. Over time, these habits become automatic. That is why practicing small moments of restraint matters. Control grows through repetition. Principle 7. Indifference disarms manipulation. Many provocations are designed to capture attention. The aggressor wants recognition. They want validation that they affected you. But when someone encounters genuine indifference, their strategy collapses. They cannot manipulate someone who does not care enough to engage. Indifference removes emotional leverage, and without leverage, attempts at control fail. Principle 8. Convert negativity into fuel. Criticism can either weaken you or energize you. The difference lies in interpretation. Some people internalize insults and lose confidence. Others treat them as motivation. They improve their skills. They refine their abilities. They build undeniable competence. Eventually, success itself becomes the response. Principle 9. Choose your battles strategically. Not every confrontation deserves attention. Many conflicts drain time and energy without producing benefit. Strategic thinkers evaluate situations carefully. They ask themselves, does responding help my long-term goals? Does engaging improve my position? If not, walking away becomes the most powerful move. Ignoring small conflicts preserves focus for meaningful challenges. Principle 10. Protect your inner stability. Ultimately, emotional strength comes from internal independence. When your peace depends entirely on external circumstances, life becomes unstable. But when your stability comes from within, external events lose their power. You can appreciate success without becoming arrogant. You can experience setbacks without collapsing. You can face criticism without losing direction. Your core remains steady, and that steadiness becomes your greatest advantage. Final thoughts. When you combine these principles, something remarkable happens. You stop reacting impulsively. You begin responding deliberately. And eventually, many provocations stop affecting you entirely. You become the calm presence in chaotic situations. The composed individual others cannot easily manipulate. Not because you are detached from life, but because you are in control of yourself. And self-control is the foundation of true power. The world is full of noise, full of opinions, full of people trying to pull others into unnecessary conflict. But the person who remains steady rises above the noise. Because while others fight emotional battles, that person continues moving forward, focused, calm, unshaken. And that kind of mindset is incredibly rare. The question now is simple. Will you react like everyone else? Or will you learn to master your own mind?